What's my take on Nepo babies?
Hmm.
My take on them is I love the performers and the actors who are
Hmm.
Nepos, but
You're trying to not say something. Yeah.
क्या है इसमें और? Do you remember that Vanity Fair cover? She has her
With all
mother's
the Nepo
eyes and
babies.
it
It's so mean, dude.
was so funny.
It was quite ballsy.
It was so snarky. It was the right kind of sassy. They just
Yeah.
dropped it.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that.
I have a slight like not gripe, but I feel like the filmmakers who come from
Hmm.
legacy,
Hmm.
um, I don't know how much of a perspective they have in terms of the story they want to tell. They seem to like their childhood was film school, like the first 18 years or whatever of their life
Hmm.
were just being on sets and like absorbing and learning as much as they could. So they have
Hmm.
very easy and very high quality access to different directors, filmmaking techniques, cinematography, the way you shoot things, and
Hmm.
the beauty behind it all. I don't know how much of the story that they're trying to tell is their own take on it,
Hmm.
because their own take is an amalgamation of 10 different takes from 10 other directors. So that's a
It's more
little.
derivative.
Yeah, it can get a little derivative. So I thought about this because I was watching this movie yesterday called The Settlers,
Hmm.
and it's an Argentinian Chilean film. It's like a multi world production, but the way that it's shot, like right down to the aspect ratio and the cinematography and even the starting credits, Osgood Perkins छापा है for Long Legs, and I think it came out
Hmm.
just a year later, Long Legs. So if I'm not mistaken, there was a very close resemblance to at least like
Hmm.
the way the title credit
Hmm.
is of the movie is
You're right.
introduced. And I
Right.
was like,
Right.
yo, yeah,
But
that made me
don't
think
you think
about this.
Chapna in general is it's like it's not just restricted to Nepo babies, it's for all filmmakers. Like if you look at say Nolan ka Interstellar,
Hmm.
उसमें जो with the scene where he goes through that thing, I don't know what it's called,
Wormhole.
but yes, wormhole. There's he goes through something, guys. That's what it
Yes.
is. So the sequence is that it's similar to 2001. It's almost Chapesh. You can say the same thing. So it's like
Hmm.
maybe it's more about inspiration rather than like a community being sort of this insular thing.
How many ways can you shoe going through a wormhole? Isn't it scientific? So isn't it have doesn't it have to be a little accurate? If we had to just isolate this particular example. Like I,
Hmm.
I was again after it was Osgood Perkins, right, who made Long Legs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I after him I thought about Sam Levinson, and when whatever he's
Yeah.
done with Euphoria,
Yeah.
all the fancy shots with
Hmm.
whatever like camera
Hmm.
angles and everything.
Hmm.
He's
Hmm.
he's copied it from. I mean, he's taken inspiration from old movies, like older movies.
Hmm.
You know,
So, do you think that's also because we understand the references? For example,
yeah, I mean, I was thinking whether he was trying to reference it or whether he couldn't figure out another way to showcase
no,
it.
not about that. Just the fact that we have that bank of references. But if we take an older filmmaker, like suppose Scorsese, for example, he said that I've taken a lot of bits from John Cassavetes. I've not
Mm.
seen Cassavetes, so I find Scorsese mind blowing. But maybe if I
Mm.
watch that, it will change.
Yeah, I think so. That's
Hmm.
why my take on Long Legs changed after I watched The Settlers.
Hmm.
Yeah, a little bit. I still like that
Right.
movie. Even the background score was slightly there was a
Hmm.
resemblance.
Hmm. So
So
you think that if you see something inspired, it's like thoda value kam ho jata hai, वैसा?
when I see the original, I for some reason can tell it's the original.
Hmm.
But having said that, maybe it created a bias in my head to have read a little bit about the settlers before going into it. Like I read that it was released a little sooner and it was made by someone else. Maybe that created a bias, and this could be a singular incident also. I'm not sure, but it made me
Hmm.
think, okay,
Hmm.
you may have a dearth of talent. Uh,
Hmm.
do you have, as a Nepo baby, something to say?
Hmm.
You know, you have the medium right and ready. But yeah, other things I started to thinking, you know.
Hmm. Hmm. Because I have had a similar conversation with someone about access.
Mm.
We were talking about this band, Peter Cat Recording, and the whole aspect of that band is the fact that they were rich enough to have access to a certain taste of music, and now they're just distilling that. And I think the problem is not of people investing on their, like, in their own family or whatever, but people taking advantage of access, because
Yeah.
something like nepotism is never going to stop. I feel it's a very natural instinct, especially when, like, I was seeing something that Javed Akhtar said, which is that if it's private property, you can't say anything. And
Mm.
that's like, that actually ends the discourse.
Mm.
So but then I realized that the conversation we're having is more of a cultural discourse of seeing a particular gene pool only being represented in art that we all love. Um, but having said that, I also do think that until people want to consume something, I don't think that that particular product person will exist.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. It's partly true. I don't think people always know what they want to consume, but then that's a different
Yeah.
conversation.
Mother's eyes. Oh, I can't, now that you tell me, I can't think of one Nepo baby that stands out right now in like film discourse. Actually, koi nahi hai. Sam Levinson, I think only because of Euphoria, because I think
Dakota
what uska wo
Johnson is good.
um,
No, he's not good.
no, I mean not there yet, right? She's starting to do some indie stuff now, I feel, because
Mm.
Madam Web didn't work out or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. She's also so if you realize when you talk to her as a person, she's so unbothered. She's like, if I'm stressed, I'll take a bath. I'm like, we don't have a tub. So who's
Who
telling
asks these questions to these people?
Jimmy, like something on Jimmy Fallon she was talking about, and she was like,
Right,
or somewhere, I think somewhere it was, and
right,
it became a thing.
right.
It's like, whenever I get stressed, I just take a bath and I go to
Hmm.
sleep, or like something like that. And like such a soft, white, rich white person thing to
Which way? My
say.
bubble bath.
Yeah. I mean,
Then all these
I
other
have a
people picked
job.
up. I know, but look, everything bizarre. Page 6, the bizarre. USA Today. It started a whole debate. Is that too much sleep? Is that enough? Who gets to do this? No one sleeps.
Why is sleep bad? Like, why? Leave me alone. I'm
No,
just
but
asleep.
I love.
She would have scented candles at home, I think,
it's
as
yeah,
soon
it's
as you enter.
aspirational for us, and we are like, ooh, she's like, so cool
Yeah,
for
yeah.
saying that because it's
There's a
aspirational to us.
there's a particular type of that feng shui kind of person that I don't
Yeah,
think that I can associate with good actor. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. I guess not.
It's very pottery barn wala uska wo scene chal
True.
raha hai. And then suddenly if she's doing like an indie movie, it's like a favor. It's not like a performance. I don't know. She stands out always.
This is a giant deal.
I know.